mice. So, because I'm having phone issues and video issues with it getting blurry and pixelating, I'm also having phone charger problems. Um, I want to do the best I can and just try and move forward as best as I can. So, what I have done so far, um, is I've got this part of the lid. I got it covered in the faux fur, and it is soft and it's really nice. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to tidy up these edges. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be putting the window sheet on the back, and then we're going to be taking another one on the bottom side here and sandwiching them, and then that's going to be our lid. Hello, my number one person that's in here. So basically, I was listening to Nicole over at Divine Creations and watching her live from today while doing this, because I really enjoy her work. I think she's a really great designer. So we got this part done. I'm just tidying up some stuff on it. I love how it turned out. So I just got to take some gaps and, seal the deal a bit on those. What I want to do is I want to make it a clear, defined, edging, which I can do with that right there. So I got to pull this in. So basically that's what I'm doing right now. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a okay day today? um, so, all right. So I'm just going to go ahead and really work this part in here. This is a nice and light material also. So what that means is when I go to fold it over the excess part for the back side, I'll show you what I mean as we're doing this. Okay, is this going to be it? I just love how this is turning out. It is very fun. It is very elegant. It offers just a lot of variety to the project and to the concept. Just gives it some oomph, which is what, believe it or not, people are looking for. I was being sarcastic on that. All right. Whew. I'm just trying to take a deep breath because I've been through, these storms, and I've got some other personal stuff going on in my life. And, you think you get enough sleep and you get enough rest, and it's just, sometimes that's just not the case. And that's how I feel. So I grabbed another cup of coffee. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just tuck this stuff into the inside of this mitt here. And I'm going to try and press it as flat as I can, because I want it to have just a good, it just does something for the edge. I mean, if we have too square of a corner, I want it to make it look more like a cuff. Like the person has them on. So anyways, what are you guys working on tonight? If you're in here, can I ask what you guys are working on? How your day is going. If you just need, a breather, I'm here for that because I need one too. Oh my Lord. So, crafty Leo. Oh my God. Guess what this is? Guess what this is, Miss Crafty Leo? Hey, sweetheart. Hey, guess what this is? Look at this. That it looks like I ran over a chicken, girl. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yes, ma'am. The front of yeah, this is gonna be like a winter mitten. Um, the front of the oven mitt. I haven't decided how I'm gonna cover that up yet. I don't know if you saw recent mittens that I've done. I did a white mitten with corduroy looking material. This is going to be for that right now so far. I could use it for the oven baker's mitt. Um, so I'm just, trying some different stuff. This is my first time doing the lid on it and, trying to see what is the best way to, um, tack this on, get things done, um, you know, in a smoothest way possible. Um, so I was doing an earlier live, sweetie, hauls because I went on eBay to get the faux fur, and the holdup this time was the mail and getting the fur in and getting stuff in. Um, you know, so now that it's in, now moving forward. Um, and that was so much fun. You know what I like about eBay is that the people are great. I've like never met a lousy seller, and if they're lousy, I mean, you could tell right away. I do. I really like the people on eBay. A couple of them put notes in the package saying thank you, enjoy, have fun with your project, kind of a thing. And I just thought that was just very nice of them to do that. Okay, so this is tucked, this is tucked, this needs to come around and get tucked. What are you working on, sweetheart? You have anything fun going on over in your world? Have you been cooking lately? You like eBay too, yeah. On average, so okay, so when I went up to Dollar Tree last night to check out the clearance that they were having and to get out of the house because I was getting cabin fever. Um, I found a bunch of faux fur, and I got it all. Pooh, oh my gosh, hello, Pooh. Thank you so much for showing me love, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Um, but I haven't been. Aw, okay. Um, this is the latest, Pooh. This is Crafty Leo guessed it. The lid of either the baker's mitten or the winter mitten. Um, I'm just so happy to get to this point. Big money. Who's got big money? um, that so I was up there and I found a box with just a bunch of faux fur rolls stuffed in it, so I got all of them. And so that was like $1.25 per roll. And here on eBay, I'm getting 36-yard lengths. So here this is, and this is where are my feathers here? So this is 9 by 12. These are like averaging 36 plus in area. So it averages to be about $3.50 a yard of the stuff I got on eBay. And 3 of these is like $3.75. So comparably with shipping included on the other stuff, it ends up working to be about the same. People have really drastically reduced their prices to accommodate for shipping. Um, Fax poo. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here. We all about to have big money. I hope so. Um, Boy, do I hope so. We could use that. I gotta go work, but I want to do another concept. Do another concept, man. If you're, you're just really on it, Pooh. You've got that positive energy. You've got that in your flow. You know what you're doing. You know where you're going, and you're just acing it. And I really want to let you know that you are a really great designer in light of anything you've been through. That saying, we're not our circumstances, is no truer statement, and you live that. You live that. So I really want to let you know that. I'm trying to keep going, and thank you. You know what helps me to keep going is things like this. Things like this. Um, this stuff coming along. Like if I sit and stew and stuff, nothing positive is getting done. And that's what like the twisted thinking wants. It just wants us miserable. It wants us in that very non-productive, mode. And that's not good for us. If I live with the rosy glasses on and up in the pink clouds and it gets me this for a little while, who cares? Who freaking cares? You know what I mean? Like, who cares? I could think of worse things, right? For us to be. And, so it's moments like this, and it's you guys that really helps to get me through. And what's crazy is at the end of all the madness, I forget what I was mad about. Like I just can't even remember what the hell set me off a few seconds ago. Um, that helps me a lot. I've got lots of good choices with these mittens. I'm really liking how they come along. How's you got your Christmas tree lot job, you got your regular job, and you got baskets, and you got kids. Ooh, have I come up with the design for the mitten? Well, okay, I'm going to show you guys what I've got so far. Because I'm waiting on some what you would call backsplash for your, that you put on the wall where your oven is. It's like contact paper, but you put it there it's decorative. I got some silver embossed and some gold embossed, and that's supposed to be here on Monday. Okay, so meanwhile, I got this gorgeous material at Walmart, and it was two yards for $4 or 4 yards for $6. And you can see that texture. See how it looks like it's kind of like corduroy sweater looking. So I was actually going to put this with this. And you really can't hardly see that. I'm going to switch the angle a bit, you guys. I was going to put it with this one, but, I don't know yet. Nothing's permanent, but it gives me a good idea as to where I could go with it. So this was going to be for my mom for Christmas. And I was going to take the red and black plaid buffalo ribbon and tie it around here on the cuff and put the bow over here, and then put some diamond mesh, some bling on the on the bow itself. Um, and then, you know, fill our little deal here, you know, look at that, you know, and put some hand lotion in. Um, Start to stack it up with stuff. You know, I could even just put a nice little winter scene in here and leave it, and they could keep it as a keepsake. There's a lot you can do with these. I was stating yesterday you could take these to potlucks. You know, you could put cookies inside them. You could put cheese and crackers. You could do, you know what I mean? Just a really cool thing with this. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about? You know, I was gonna put the bow over here, and then you could put ornaments with it. You could put mistletoe and holly and those red berries. Um, oh, you're such a sweetheart. It's gonna come out just fine. Thank you. I have, ooh, that fabric. I got it from Hobby Lobby. I'm making pillows. Very cool. Very cool. Are you using polyfill? That's going to be nice. Thank you so much, Crafty. I really appreciate it. Um, like I really want to make one for myself. Nothing's final around here. um, because you can make just the most darling winter scene in here, and you know whoever gets these mitten boxes, they can take their treats out, you know, and obviously keep it and make a winter scene if they want to inside. Uh, they can have it as a keepsake box. There's so much that can be done with this. So, oh my Lord, Lord, I can't get it out of my eyes. I like this, you know, and I roll over at night and a puff of polyfill comes out of my hair. Oh, yeah, exactly. You know, I think this would be like the modern snow globe. You know, so once we get the window sheet in it, it's got a very nice depth and you can just see right in there. It's like the perfect depth in here. It's really cool looking. So, what do you guys? Yes, keep it as a keepsake for yourself or like a shadow box. So Crafty's laughing about the polyfill, you know, get it in your mouth and your teeth. Oh my gosh. I know how you feel. So, okay, that's this one. I'm going to grab the baker's mitt. That's the one already covered with buffalo plaid. And we can get an idea what that looks like too. A little bit goes a long ways with this faux fur stuff. Like, you know, I used about an inch on the all the way around on it, and it pretty much covered quite a bit. Okay, so this is the baker's oven mitt, and I can go ahead and try and put this on. I try to put washi tape around the edges. I don't really care for it, but it's just for now because this material is so cheap. I got it from Walmart. I spent $5 for a freaking yard for it. I'm just livid. Okay, so nonetheless, it frays. So I decided to put washi tape on it to keep it from unraveling until I could figure out what else I need to do with it. But this is the baker's oven mitten. And so we're going to try and put this on top. And see what we get. What do you guys, oh, that really brightened that. That looks nicer than what I would have thought. Okay, so here, let me get it just like so. It's a little bit big for it. So when I trace these templates, all right, there we go. My apologies, you guys. when I trace these templates out, I try to get them, to fit as best as I can. But this was actually created for the other one. So what I was gonna do was put, cookie mix, quick breads like banana nut bread, lemon poppy seed bread, um, and then take a whisk and a spatula and some measuring cups and just pack that in here. And, maybe over here put some more stir spoons, or over here on the outside, put the scraper and the whisker over here. I haven't quite decided what yet I was going to do with it. So that is this one. What do you guys think? Really brightens it up quite a bit. Trying to... Alright. Just try and get it at this angle. Wow, this is just like... It's hard to hold this with two hands. But you guys get the idea. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. It's nice. Thank you, Crafty. I really appreciate it. So we've got some time to get it, to get that kind of stuff done. I'm just so happy I finally got it to this point. Only because I was waiting on stuff, right? So I also took, I took polyfill and just a small layer of polyfill and patted the outside with it and then covered it with the material to give it that padded, mitten look. If you're going to get the templates and if you're going to do these and you're going to poof it a bit with the polyfill, I suggest not doing the bottom part. I'm presenting these upright, and if you do the bottom part, it gets it lumpy and it makes it hard for it to sit up straight. So I'm so happy with how this turned out. So, I've got 3 of these done so far. I only have 1 of these done, and I actually got the rest of the stuff yesterday. And so that was when I was like, okay, I know that for the white one, I definitely wanted to do something like this. And did the white mitten last night, got it to the point where it's all covered up and stuff. And, was just like, I know I have a good idea now where I want to head with this. On this black and red buffalo plaid, I was going to use a light blue teal with a navy blue gold snowflake pattern ribbon. That's another possibility to do with this. Other than that, I got tons of ribbon to do what I want to do with it. So once we have it filled, we're going to be double wrapping around the cuff and then securing the bow over here. And that's what's going to help hold that lid closed. I did get some little dot Velcros last night, and if need be, I'll just put some up here at the top, and then that'll help, hold that lid closed up on top. But I really love how they turned out. I think it's just well worth the value. I think that this would go without a doubt in a New York Minute because it's a novelty. If you decide to do it, whether it's going to be for your business or for personal, expect to spend just a little bit of time on it. You're going to be tracing templates. You're going to be gluing stuff together. I'd say expect to spend at least a couple hours on it. And once you get your gluing stage done, then you're going to be putting your fabric over it. You're going to be doing your lid, all that kind of stuff. It's not going to be something that you're going to be putting together in 15 minutes. And if you do, I'd like to see this. It's very enjoyable. Like it nurtures that crafty part. You know, I like getting into the crafty stuff, and so it's really nurtured that quite a bit. So, I am finishing this stuff up, and the next part is the window sheet phase. So the window is going to go between these two, and then we're going to be doing, we're going to be filling it, and then we're going to be doing the ribbon part to secure it, and it's done. You know, that part of it goes quick. So, yeah, I mean, keep it for a keepsake all the way around. I love all of these. I mean, really, if you wanted to do Christmas decorations, build some of these and just put them on end tables and throughout, my gosh, that would be darling. Um, so yeah, so now that I had it with the polyfill, now I get to deal with I think this is chicken feathers. They're getting everywhere. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. Um, but you wanted to make these, but you'll doubt if you do them. Okay, and that's being real. We only have so much time to do so many things. I found, one of the sneakiest forms of procrastination is I will look into all these other concepts, um, buy stuff for the concept, and I'm not working on what I'm presently need to be working on right now, right? So when I get all these concepts out there, nothing gets done, and it's the sneaky form of the way my mind likes to procrastinate and take me away from what I need to be working on right now. Um, I like that in your truth. You'll doubt you'll make them because of, time constraint, financial constraint, whatever the deal is. It's like, hands down, I can't, you know, take on anymore. What I have right now is enough. What I have lined up is enough. Um, so yeah, you know, we only have, I wanted to do Claudia's Santa boot and Santa hat. I decided I'm not doing Christmas, and the snowman hats I'm gonna make top hats out of for Valentine's Day. Oh, on hand. LOL. You're a serial crafter. Oh my gosh, can I join? Oh, I'm pretty sure I qualify. God, that's funny. Totally get you on that. Um, okay, so here in my area, like I said, there's a lot of competition with big box stores, with online, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, whether it's Amazon. Um, People here are particular. They like novelty. I personally like novelty. Something like this, if I had a basket and then I had this next to it, this would go before the basket did, or a basket would. It's like that. It's that way. Um, so, who am I designing for? Well, it's going to be the person who's going to get these. And so I put that in like my model. I was sharing yesterday when I was up at Dollar Tree, I came across the 25 cent, 50 cent clearance stuff they had, and I only bought a couple. I loaded my cart. Um, the couple that I had gotten had glitter on them, and the others didn't. So, I kept them in my cart and stuff, and that 50 cents adds up. And I only have so much space in my house. And so therefore I was going to try and see if I could find them. So therefore, I couldn't, and financially I could not afford to do both. And I was like, I need this both for right now. If I give up these two items, well, boom, I can get this. Um, one thing becomes another. It's like, okay, well, then I got to paint them or I got to glitter them. I just don't have time. I'm committed. Right now, I am committed and we're going right through this season. I can't order and wait for another item. I can't, I got my stuff. I'm done and I'm moving it forward. Nicole with Divine Creations. Hey, sweetheart. I was just sharing my Kenny Rogers, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. um, and about, that was the other thing was I saw like a whole case of Spa Luxury um, body wash at when I was in Dollar Tree, and I already have 4 cases. By the way, Pooh, Crafty Leo, Dollar Tree has free shipping right now. It's called, the promotion code is Ghost Ship. It's on their website. If you need the body mist, if you need the body wash, if you need the lotions, any of that, free shipping is right now. And it's because of these free shippings that I was able to get these 4 cases. I'm handicapped. I can't go to all these stores and, do this hunting and pecking stuff. I mean, it's really a toll. So, Dollar Tree promotion code Ghost Ship. They have it on their website right now. It is through till midnight. So if you can get on there and do your thing, I just go for it because I don't know. We don't know when they're going to have another one. So I walked away from a full case because I already have 4. I I shared before my experience about overbuilding. Well, it's coming from overbuying too. We can do that. We can overbuy. I'm just doing these 2, Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. I'm not a professional basketer. I'm not a professional licensed established business like the other basketers who do this year round. They're moving that inventory all throughout the year. It makes sense for them to go out and get these storage units. For me, what would end up happening in the end is I'd be paying $50 for 1 bottle of body wash to store it. Like, that does not make sense. That's not feasible for me to do. And that's what would happen is because I'm only doing 2 holidays, well, that's 10 months that I have to pay to store that stuff. Now these other ladies who move and turn these dimes, day in and day out, it makes sense for them. It pays for itself in that way. But there's some things that, I can take care of right now, what's at hand, and, whatever comes down the road next, I got to have space for, I got to have room for, I got to have revenue for. So, no, yes, that doesn't make sense. Exactly. I haven't purchased any Spa Luxury items since earlier this year. I'm leaving them all in the store. Okay. Yeah, that's since earlier this year, you're leaving them in the store. Okay. So I don't do Bath and Body Works. I don't care how cheap they get. If I do Bath and Body Works, it's for personal or it's for family. Because the Spa Luxury is $1.25, and Bath and Body Works is like $5.95. But when people see that, they know they're paying for it. And they'd rather just go there and get whatever they want. They do, Bath and Body Works makes cute little concepts too. But they either go online or go to the store. So that's my experience with it. So I don't do BBW. Um, yes, I got rubber fingers. I left my mittens at the mouse house. So Nicole, this is I got the lid done, part of the lid done. I got the finishing part of it done. This is the baker's basket. Um, this is faux fur. It really feels like it's chicken feathers. um, so that's one of them. And then the other one that I did last night with the corduroy sweater looking material is right like this. And initially this is the one that it's for. And it's for my mother. So I did something like this. And then we're going to put something like this right in here, you know, and put her, you know, whatever I've planned for her to put in here. And, you know, God, isn't that darling? And then I was going to take the buffalo print, which is the blue and black plaid, and double wrap it and then put the bow over here because that's what helps hold the lid on. And, you know, you can put ornaments on it and just everything else. You could do a winter scene. I could do these and put them out on my table and put them on those battery operated turntables. And it attracts, you know, people to this kind of stuff. You love the tree. Thank you. I love the tree in there too. It gives it like that winter scene, you know. It's almost like you're looking out your own window. um, um, so I've had a lot of fun with these. Every bit of this project I've had fun with. I really like the end result. I think for retirement, what I'm going to do is build up quite a few of these. And, you know, if I'm ever bedridden or something, I can put these out and they're always something nice to look at. It's like 3D artwork, you know? So, you could do this and have a picnic basket. You know, if you wanted to have a potluck, you could put this stuff in here, you know, and this is the lid. Um, Sky's the limit with it, but I really like the idea also of just having that nice winter scene in there. They really came out excellent. I couldn't be happier with them. We could try that also. I got a couple elves. You know, that's a little bit more. Oh, darn it. Here, let me hang his feet out. Let me get your little feet out, buggers. What I'm trying to state is this project is just very much so worth it. The cost is low on this. Yeah, so that's his feet are out. We can put his feet here. Let me get his, just to give me an idea of where I want to go with this, because the elf and the tree are for some men that I'm making them for. The men have, I got elves and I got the Nightmare Before Christmas body wash for them. So that's going to be their little treat box, but wow, isn't that cute? Really cute. See if this thing gets stuck. Let's see. Divine Creation says, "Hey, Crafty," and she says, "Hey, sweetie." So yeah, I put, you know, something else in there with it. I also got from the Dollar Tree a Grinch pin. So I'm going to be doing something with that, you know, and putting that in there too. But, you know, I'm going to pull the elf out because I really just like that flocked tree look, and a couple ornaments. And man, you know, couple ornaments and it's just, you know, bedazzling. Oh, I just gonna take a deep breath. This was, you know, you always, you know, just worry because you want things to turn out right. This turned out better than anything I could have imagined. It's really gorgeous. I think I could call this box White Christmas. The White Christmas basket. What do you guys think? So, decorate the outside really nice and everything, you know. But I'm waiting on some self-adhesive wallpaper because the the backings, you create a separate backing for this and figure out how I'm going to be decorating that as well because it's really cute. You know, it's like silver and embossed foil, and then I got a gold one too. So it's just darling. Nicole, if you're still on, you could make a few of these for Pace, and I think the people would love something like this. You know, because it's just nice to look into this, and it just takes your mind away and puts you in a better kind of a place. You know what I mean? You know, it's you know we talk about 3D. This is like 4D. Very nice looking. So this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening. I got so much different faux for you guys. Let's see, where did I have? Oh, all right. I've got like one thing. What I like about Wendy and her crafting and in her open mindedness, you know, she was saying these two furs are a teddy bear fur. So if you don't have like say a teddy bear per se, you can utilize these furs and the concept, and it gives that teddy bear effect to it. Also, if you do have a teddy bear, you can use these as well, and it greatly enhances it. So I thought that was really cool. Um, you know how she saw that. That was really neat. All right. Love it. Thank you, Crafty Leo. You're the best. You're the best. So, oh, what was I gonna say? So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm like I said, I got the rest of the oh crap faux fur in. um, and then I just got a ton more last night in the mail. This is the baby blue one. So I'm gonna cover the lid in this gorgeous baby blue. This I was also gonna do with the. I was thinking of doing the baker's basket lid in this. Let's see how close this would look. It might be too dark of a blue, but to give it a frosty, the snowman kind of a thing. Uh, just to give it maybe a winter feel to it, but I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna do that. I might use this gorgeous cream color. And I got a lot of this stuff. It's just a really good amount of faux fur I got. All right, so you know something like this, you know, for the lid, really just you know gives it that warm baker kind of feel look. The color is like a light cream, almost butter light cream feel to it. It's really soft too. So I'll just be playing with the designs on these and see um, what I'm going to come up with on this. I mean, I could even take this blue and, make a lid, and then take, the ribbon and stuff and really give it a Winterland kind of look. But I think with this, I really like the white. So my mother is going to be 70 next year. I was telling you guys she turned 69. She loved her cake. She loved the basket. So, I prayed about that situation. I told you guys, if, I'll let you know if I come back wearing the cake. So, when they start getting up in those later years, time becomes more precious. Whether they acknowledge it or not, that is the truth. And so I wanted to try and give her a best life in her later years. That's cute. Yes, that would be good to make. A baby boy hat box with like a skull cup. Yes, it would. Thank you, Crafty. I really appreciate it. The best I ever had. Like, I have her business cards and stuff. And so I'm going to be ordering some for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Um, but, so as they get older, time becomes more precious. Um, so I would like for her final memories here to be lasting and good and something that she could use, and have. Um, that's just what I want. Um, and I'm glad that I could be able to do something like that. Um, so yeah, that's just where I'm at with these. I wanted to get Christmas done first because obviously it's well on its way. I think we're only 2 months away from Christmas coming, and believe me, that comes fast. And then after that, we got our Valentine's Day and such and so forth. But like I said, these, I plan about 2 hours just in the construction of it. I'd say all the way, you could probably include putting the material and everything on it. The templates are really great. They're straightforward. So most of the time on this is cutting off the tracing the templates, cutting them out, and then gluing them all together. Once you have the form together, then all you're doing is decorating and putting your material on, and then your however you want to decorate with that. Yeah. So, I think that did she really? Did she really? I love Hope. Thank you so much, Pooh. What are okay? Putting in the inside. So I haven't decided what I'm gonna be putting on the inside just yet, but I do like this tree and I'm liking the idea of a winter scene. So it's like what Crafty Lewis said earlier. It's kind of like a shadow box. You could make a shadow box out of them. But the truth is, I just don't know. Um, you know, I could do hand lotion, and she loves, that hand wash, the foaming hand wash, that kind of stuff. She said that she likes to have. She's been getting into the kitchen thing lately and wants kitchen utensils. So, I'll probably be incorporating those in there and maybe tie some ornaments to the handles of them and put them on in there as well. Aw. Who? I'm trying to catch up on chat here. Hope, I love you so much. I'm so glad that I could bless you with the mittens, um, and Nicole with the mittens. This is what I have right now on um, on tap. I just finished the lid part and I covered it in chicken feathers. Faux feathers. And I just put the flocked tree inside of it. And my gosh, this is fun. And I hope that you have many happy memories in creating these keepsakes, because you're a wonderful grandmother. And these things are unique and they're very custom. And I think that your grandkids will remember this stuff and have fond memories and the projects that you are going to create lovingly for them. When I got these, I'm like, every household needs to have one of these, kind of like a roadmap. Every household should have a roadmap, for Pete's sakes, because of that wonderful, well, I felt like that about these mittens. I'm like, God, I just want everybody to have these. Everybody needs to have some of these. Because I feel like particularly basketers, just because they already like crafting and doing that kind of stuff, but it's just something that's very much so within our wheelhouse. Um, and Nicole, I know that you're going to do great and wonderful things with this stuff too. And Hope, I can't wait to see your live. You're watching me right now, I heard. Pooh told. um, and I'd like to thank Wendy over at Wendy's Creations and A Journey Through Time. This is it, girl. This is genius. I was sharing with everybody else. You could use them as a potluck box. You could put cookies in there, cheese and crackers, show on up and show out. You get what I mean, girl. So I'm very glad that you're happy with them, and yeah, I'm shy. I get shy at times. Um, and I'm feeling that way right now. And you are covering the back card. I am going to be covering the back cardboard. I'm waiting on the self-adhesive wallpaper. It's foiled and embossed. I got gold and silver. So I am going to be doing the backs with those. I was going to state, if cost is an issue, you can easily cover them with craft paper. And they look, like that homemade craft kind of a look to those. The sky is really just the limit with them. I'm just so happy with these. But this tree just really does it. And I can't wait to get the window sheet in between these two things. So that was another thing. Wendy really cautioned us about when you're doing the lid, decorate the top part first. She doesn't suggest, nor does she recommend doing, because see, what you do is you just you sandwich the window sheet between the two of these. This is the bottom. So the bottom window sheet, and then your, of course, your decorative sheet right here. So basically, you're going to want to decorate the top first, and then you're going to sandwich, and then you're done. You know, you're going to secure it with your ribbon's going to come around, tie it over here, and that secures the lead in place. I got some small Velcro dots that I'm going to put just up here, you know, on this top part of the lid, and you know, just tap that just to give it just a little bit more security to it, and that's it. If you decide that you're going to go ahead and, you know, do the window sheet, put it all together first, I caution you, because when you get to decorating and you got this window sheet, it's very easy to get stuff on it. It's easy to get glue on it. It's easy to get glitter all over it. It's easy to get whatever the heck it is that you're decorating with directly on that window sheet. So what she suggests is, here's your bottom. Secure your window sheet right here. Then you're going to take your decorative and you're going to secure it and sandwich it. And then you're going to come to the back with some scissors and you're just going to trim, you know, the excess of the window sheet off of it. So she's got a really great tutorial about it all. I use tape. I laugh so hard because she's like, you know, I suggest you use tape, and it's because with the bend board, if your hot glue isn't cooled and you go to bend it, it's gonna pull it off, and you know you don't want to have to deal with any of that. But if you hot glue tape, hot glue tape, hot glue tape as you're assembling the side of the mitten, you know, you're gonna have a lot of success because it holds it while it dries and cools down, and it gives you the means to be able to work all the way around it instead of having to do the, you know, the whole gamut of the the time consuming part of gluing and cooling. So okay. Gonna try outstanding, Nicole. I know you're gonna do some fascinating stuff with this. I was saying it's like, you know, you can also make this like the modern snow globe, except you don't have to shake it with all the water and stuff. This box is like, you know, going from 3D to 5D. You know, it's really cool. It's a really cool project. Well, welcome, Norma Boone. How are you this evening? Thank you, Hope, for sending people over here my way. We're very happy to have you. Okay, that will be nice. Thank you, Crafty. You know, I like those pecan sandies. Some call them Mexican tea cakes, some call them Russian tea cakes. I know them as pecan sandy cookies. Sometimes you can get the pecan sandies dusted with white powdered sugar. That, you know, would be a great little treat, little snack to make and snug up under by the tree. um, oh, Norma says you're welcome, Nicole. KOK. Hey, Shannon's chat. Well, hello, Miss KOK. How are you doing this evening? I'm just showing off the lid of the mitten I got it covered in chicken feathers. And just coming up with some different ideas for the concepts with it. I just can't say enough about this. You guys, this is inexpensive to do. Inexpensive. This is very fun to do. It's fun to receive. It's inexpensive to do. So if you guys are, I'm doing these for each and every family member, and I'm putting their presents inside, and you know, it's a done deal. This is better than wrapping them. Um, there's a lot you can do with this. I highly recommend it. Crafty Leo says, "Hey, Mama T. Um, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, this is one of those things that, I mean, it's just gorgeous. It really came together nicely. What I like about it is just that it's so universal. Um, I'll show you guys over here. I got a couple of them right here. This is the baker's mitt, the oven mitt that I have. So I'm going to stack in here some, cookie mix, bread mix, like banana nut bread, that kind of a thing, a scraper, and a whisk, and give it to my neighbor. So if we put this in here, and then see what it looks like with this cover. It almost gives you that feel of the dusted pecan sandies I was just talking about. I love it. My God, do I love my life right now. I do. I really love my life right now. I love this. I love how this came together, and I love that I'm sharing this with you guys. I also wanted you guys to know, too, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but Wendy has free downloads. I think this template is one of those where you can download the templates for free, and then you print them out, and you can make your own. So this is just, I really love this. My goodness, this is fun. So I just finished the lid, and I got, the faux fur that I had ordered. All that stuff basically just came in yesterday. And I did the white mitten last night, and then went ahead and did my first lid cover tonight. Wow, does that look? That looks really cool. We could come up with a little fireplace, or we could do it with snacks. Cute little wire whisk and scraper, and something, ornaments, of course, stack it with some ornaments in there. That looks good in here too with it. So this is the red and black buffalo plaid. Whew, whew, whew. Yeah. I fall asleep the same way, Crafty Leo. If you fall asleep, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up and offering support. Have sweet dreams, sweetie. KOK says good night if you go to sleep. Golly, I like this. She says good night just in case. Crafty Leo is telling us all good night just in case she falls asleep. So, this is just, oh, yeah. So I was going to show another option. I got this faux fur. also in the mail, and so I could do a lid covering with this, right? You know, it kind of warms it up a bit. Um, or the baby blue, you know, for this, uh, dress it up as a part of a winter wonderland scene. Um, and this, you know, this is basically just the lid covering, like right here. It's just different, you know, faux fur that I'm thinking of doing them with. Um, so I just love this. This is just so much fun. And you know, if you you know, with grandkids and stuff, they could, you know, they could make their own. And this is better than a dollhouse, okay? I had the Barbie full everything. This is better than that. You know what I mean? And a couple of bucks, and oh my goodness, you know? It does, huh? It really sets it off. Thank you, Crafty. I really appreciate that. Um, but yeah, this is better than a dollhouse, man. I had the Barbie vet, you know, the Riviera with the pool. Um, this is a lot more funner than that. It would be just totally a lot of fun. They could do their own little winter wonderland scene, or you know, bake their, like I could do like those little uh round pecan sandies, you know, with powdered sugar, and you know, snuggle some treats up in there like that. Um, yeah, this is just really cool. Aw. Crafty Lewis says, "Good night, Miss Norma. I'm hanging in here." um, I think that, you know, when you're a kid, I mean, my grandfather used to have like jigsaws and crazy power tools and stuff like that. And, you know, my grandmother had all the baking stuff and the sewing stuff. And I think as a kid, you really wanted to do that stuff and build with that stuff, but, you know, you're just too young and to understand how to work all that stuff. I think this helps with that. Again, it brings the two ends together, you know? They can build and put whatever they want in it, dress it up however they want. This surely is fun. Um, you know, I think I spent probably $2 because this I got a whole yard of this, but I didn't use the full yard. Probably used half a yard. You know, this is barely a scant that I use, so $2, $3. You know, including the tree, I'd say about three. Most of it is time, but time is just worthwhile with it. Thank you very much, Norma. I appreciate it. I just want every household should have one of these. Man, I got that. You know, when she came out with these, and I got these, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want everybody to have one of these. Buying them and passing them out. You know, if you guys do ever have giveaways that you're going to be doing, this would be a great giveaway. Uh, you know, if you're thinking of doing something like that or having something like that in mind. I know I'm going to be in the future. So, all right. Well, I'm going to sign off for now. I just wanted to share the next step in this project that I got done, and it's the lid. And basically, that's going to be it to bring the concept together. After that, it's just the sandwiching the window sheet in, and then doing the back, and of course stuffing it, and then doing the final touch with the ribbon. Um, let's see here. How many have you made and know? Many are you planning to do of them? I'm between 3 and 4. So these are just for personal family. Um, we got the season. Like I feel like this is how I see it. The season's already started. I've already got stuff on order. I've got stuff on the way shipped. With my concepts that I have, I ran out of certain items, so I had to go and reorder more, and so I can't finish putting certain concepts together until the rest of the stuff arrives. So I decided, well, meanwhile, I'm gonna do the mittens, for Christmas for my family and friends until that stuff arrives to where I can complete those concepts and just move those forward. How I see it, the season's already started. Um, so I don't do Christmas because Christmas just sucks. It's a holiday that does not fall on a payday. It doesn't fall anywhere near a payday. What it falls on is a rent due date. um, People don't have disposable income. They don't have. Uh, they just don't have it. It's not that they don't want it. It's that they don't have it. So I don't do Christmas for that reason. Um, so I was gonna say, you get it, yeah. Look, there's a big difference, and I adore Christmas. I love Christmas. Believe me, it's gonna be Christmas up in this house. But if you gotta take and remove all of that, and you gotta look at it from a business standpoint of view. You do not just want to go home with a bunch of stuff because of the reasons that I just stated. And not only are you going home with a bunch of stuff, but now you're breaking it down. Now you're rolling over and putting yourself through a ringer because Valentine's is now lining right up. And you got to figure out now, how you're going to fit that stuff um, within Valentine's Day and roll into that one. To me, it just doesn't make any sense to do that. At least here in my area, um, that's how it is. So, but yeah, make these, ship them to your friends, your families. Yeah, that's it. I gotta make another one. I'm gonna be making about 5 of these because I gotta ship one up to a friend of mine that lives in another state. But yeah, these are nice to sit on an end table. It's nice to have them. You can decorate your house with them until it's Christmas, and you got to give them, to the person who gift it's for. Um, that Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, personal favorite holidays. Now for basketing, my favorite holiday is Mother's Day. I did not think I was going to like Mother's Day. Never in a million years did I think I was going to like Mother's Day. I love doing Mother's Day. So that one falls. Last year it was on the 15th, and of course it was on Sunday. So that fell on both paychecks. So the people who got paid weekly, and then the people who also got paid bi-weekly, and it was nowhere near when rent was due. So it's nice when things work out like that. Um, let's see. All right. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go ahead and see about. I got to pay attention to now the lid part. So I'm going to be sandwiching the top to the. Basically, I'm going to be finishing the lid with the window sheet in it. So this is the back part. I want to keep this as flat as I can. You can take, like when my contact paper comes, my wallpaper comes, I'm going to do this part, but you want to keep it as flat as you possibly can so that it, gives a nice closure and sits nicely on top of it. Oh my goodness. So, you guys have a great evening, and I'll be in touch with you guys soon. Thank you for joining me with this and sharing this life is wonderful moment. Love it when things can come together like this, this milestone. And I'll be talking to you guys real soon. All right. Much love to you guys. Have a beautiful evening.